Good morning, good evening, good night, depending on where you are, when you're watching, all that good stuff. Welcome to Brekkie with the Guy Who Sews. It is the 26th of April. I cannot believe that this year is almost 1/3 over. Like yesterday was January, right? And we had snowstorms and all that sort of stuff. I know in some parts of the world they had snow like a week or two ago, like Toronto and Montreal, upstate New York, where Tasha is. Anyway, so I've brought along my good friend Tasha. She's been on a couple of times before, but it's been a couple of months. So I was like, hey, Tasha, let's get back together and have a brekkie together. So for anyone that doesn't know Tasha, she has her own channel. She is growing, and it's great to see that. And you can, if you're watching the live, you can put in exclamation point Tasha or exclamation point guest. And as long as the bot is behaving itself, it will kick in just a moment. And don't be mean to me. Anyway, so while we're waiting for that thing to kick in, we'll have Tasha introduce herself and just tell us a bit more about herself.
Good morning, everybody. I am Tasha. Happy to be here. I have a YouTube channel that Sean said, Tasha Quilts. And really, I just talk about my quilting adventures. I love to quilt so much. My husband couldn't stand to listen to me talk about it anymore, so I made a YouTube channel to blab to the internet about it. So yeah, just love sharing my quilty adventures on the internet.
That's excellent. And I'm trying to get this bot to kick in. I had the worst luck with bots recently. I don't know why.
It's too early.
I know. Anyways, Donna's here with us. She's just put your link in for you. I'm going to try one more time to see if it actually works. It may just be asleep and it doesn't go to work till 11 o'clock or something. Who knows? There we are. Now it's up and running. All right, so now we're in business. That is good news. Thank you very much. Okay, so let's see who is here with us. We have Lindsay just popped in. Good morning, Miss Lindsay. It looks like Melanie Taylor is our first viewer this morning. Michelle Bustamante, I'm probably butchering the name, but she's here with us as well. Melissa is here with us as well. Good morning to you. Good morning, Miss Polly. And that is it for so far. But people are going to start popping in as we roll along. Miss Patty, good morning to you as well. Okay, so we decided on a whim late last night that we would do something a little bit different today, and I am super excited to share cases with you. Good morning, Miss Leanne. It's good to see you. We have your link in now under Leanne, the Mennonite Farmhouse. She is always fun. You need to go check her channel out if you haven't already done so. Kathy Klein is here with us. Barry is here as well. He's under exclamation point Barry. If you have a channel and you have a link in our system, which you should now, it should be exclamation point your first name. Please feel free to put it in as you need to. Okay. Anyway, so getting distracted. Let's get back to what I was talking about. I'm super excited about this because I have been talking about designing patterns for a very, very long time. Some of you may remember that I had designed the pattern. I had put it at the testers. It had been tested, and then it just kind of sat in the wastelands for about 6 months. So we are one step closer to publishing. We are going to do that pattern this morning and show you what it all is. Do you all want to see a sneak peek of the finished block? We'll take that as a yes.
I love a sneak peek. I do.
I know you've already seen it, but this is it here. So we are making a floppy disk, or if you're a little bit younger and you don't know what this is, it's a save icon. So but back in the old days, back in the 80s and 90s, you did not have USB drives, you did not have flash drives or anything else like that. This was what you saved on. So and if you're even older, you used a bigger version, the 5 1/4 inch disc. So the pattern is not quite done. We just need to do a couple of finishing touches, but I'm hoping to release that next week or so. It will be a free pattern, and it'll be a good way for you to try out some of this, smaller piecing that I love so much. So I'm really excited to, share it with you. And then I was talking to Tasha last night, and she's like, "Send me the pattern, I'll make it along with you." And I'm super excited to see how she does with this. It took us about 20 minutes, I think, to cut out the fabric for it.
Yeah.
It's like 16 or 17 pieces in this. It's not a huge amount of fabric there. So
I don't normally do things that are about an inch wide. There's a couple, Sean, he likes the details. So we'll see if a non-detailed person how I do. I feel like I'm going to do all right, though.
Yes. I think you'll do fine. I mean, I had some testers do this for me about 6 months ago. I know Donnell was one. I'm not sure if she's here this morning. Chloe was another one. I have a list actually. I've had it sitting here in front of me. Christine, Lisa, Darlene, Heidi, Melissa, who's actually here in the chat, was one of my testers.
Oh, wow.
Patty and Janice. So yeah, I had 10 testers. Well, I had a few more sign up, but I actually had 10 people finished this block for me and gave me some very valuable feedback on this. So it's really good to see that. Barry says, yes, before that was cassette tape. That is an upcoming block. What I want to do is I want to do like a full series of different blocks, retro blocks. We got to do like VHS cassette tapes, boom boxes, that sort of thing there as well. So when will this happen? I don't know. It's going to be as time allows, but that is the kind of long-term plan for this. It's going to be a super fun thing. So this is going to be number one. So looks like good morning to Miss Giovanna. Good morning, Jess. It's good to see you. Prep for returning to homestead. Good morning to you. Dawn, good morning. Basita, Joyce is here. Everyone's popping in. See, maybe we should start at 8:10 next time. Okay, so let's get started with this and see how far we make it. It should not take long. I think most of my testers told me it took them about 30 to 45 minutes. So I think that's about right. I think took me about that long last night, and I was recording the process because I'm going to do a quick tutorial video on this as well. I mean, it's pretty self-explanatory if you read the pattern, because everyone said it was written well. Thank you very much for that, kind comments for that. But I figured a little bit of visual. I know I'm a visual learner, so any type of help I can get visually will definitely be helpful. Good morning, Andrea. It's good to see you, and thank you so much for joining the membership program. That is an optional program that you can join if you want. It's a financial investment, and it's a way to help support the channel if you so wish. So thank you so much for that. Okay. Yeah, Melissa says it was fun to make. Good evening to Miss Jan. It's good to see you. She's my friend from Western Australia. It's always good to see her. I haven't seen her in a while, so it's good to see you come back and say hi to us. I know she's been busy running around the country, enjoying seeing the different sites there in Australia. Andy says, my dad thought Betamax was better, so we were the oddballs for a while. Yeah, I remember that back in the 80s when there was the Betamax versus the VHS, and which one was going to win. And it was always disappointing. Like you walked into the video store and the video you wanted was on beta instead of VHS. And then, so that was useless. So do you remember those days, Tasha? I know you're a couple of years younger than me.
That name doesn't ring a bell.
Okay. Sorry, I'm not sure if you remember, like back when DVD came out and there was DVD and Blu-ray or.
Yeah, I do. I remember DVD, Blu-ray, VHS, but then whatever word Andy said, my dad thought.
Yeah, Betamax. It was the other video cassette format.
Oh,
there was
I don't remember that.
There was two different formats that came out at the same time, kind of like the HD DVD and Blu-ray, and they kind of went head to head, and then one kind of cannibalized the other. And so that was the same thing just back in the 80s. I remember it. And you bought your VCR hoping you bought the right format. Thankfully, we got the VHS. So we did VHS. Just fine. Yeah, otherwise, if you bought the beta, you had it for about 4 or 5 years, and then there was no videos for it. So you had to go out and get the other one anyway. So there you go. Yeah, Jan said she's been busy going on holidays a lot. Yeah, I've enjoyed seeing some of the photos on Facebook there, Jan. So it's been really fun. Because I've never been to the western part of Australia. I've heard it's very, very nice. Everyone has been out to Perth and Western Australia says it's beautiful. One of these days I'll make it out there, but it's a long way. No matter which way I go, east, west, I can go via Europe. It's still a long way. And if I go the other way, it's still a long way. So I think for a while, I'm just going to live vicariously through everybody else that lives out there and shows me pictures.
I like it.
So what color disc are you making? Because you can make this in pretty much any color you want. I just yanked scraps, and I think you did as well.
I did. I had some blue, and I remember my floppy disk primarily being blue, so I'm going with blue.
Yeah, I first made this pattern about 9 months ago, I think it was. This idea came into my little head. And the first one I made was blue too, and I've misplaced that block. And now that I've made this one and another one, it'll probably show up in about 5 minutes. And so last night I made this beautiful red one because I had a lot of these red. I used to buy the multicolored one, the package that had like the 5 different colors. It was like red, yellow, green, and that sort of thing there as well. And then this morning I thought, you know what, I've already got a blue and a red. Now it's time to make a green. I figured it'd show up on camera a little bit better than a yellow, which was going to be my next option.
Yes,
but I think it'd be fun to see it in boutiques. It'd be fun to see it in different colors. And we did, some of my testers sent photos in as well. And it was fun to see the different options that they had. Okay, so yeah, Andy says it was fun to get the rainbow pack of discs in that clear case. Yes, and it was, after a while they had like those opaque ones too, where you could kind of see the innards of the disc as well. It was kind of like a, how would you say it's I can't remember now. Jan's asked what we're both working on. We are working on a pattern that I'm about to release. It's gonna be a free pattern, making this wonderful floppy disk. So if you're back, my age or older, you remember these when you were young kids. I remember like the first computer lab we had in high school didn't have hard drives, so you had to save everything onto your disk to make it work. That was quite interesting. So
yep.
All right, Leanne says she's heading off to a quilt retreat on Monday in the woods of West Virginia. I'm so excited. West Virginia is so beautiful. I don't know if you've ever been out that way, but it's a very, very beautiful place to visit. One of my co-workers is actually out there right now. He went out there it's a festival called Hillbilly Days.
Oh, no kidding.
Oh, it's been in existence for a while. One of my old bosses used to go. He went out there a couple of times because his son worked in one of the mines as an engineer. So yeah, when my co-worker told me he was going up to West Virginia, I was like, "Are you going to Hillbilly Days?" He's like, "Yeah, how'd you know?" I was like, I have no ways.
That's funny.
Andy asks, has anyone embroidered a file name on the disc label? That would be cute. It was funny we were talking about you asked that because Tasha was like, yeah, I should do that and put what did you want to put on your
Oregon Trail?
Oregon Trail. I thought that was really cute. So
I just bought this like Sulky paper that you could print on. Sulky is the brand. You could print on it from your printer, use it as a thing to embroider, and then once it gets wet, it dissolves. So you can. Oh, okay. So I thought, that might be a fun thing to try that paper on.
Yeah, and I've got the alphabet on this machine that I've never used, so maybe I could just test it out and see how it works. Andrea says she still has a bunch of floppy and zip drives in a computer I built that has all the drives from back then to the present. And if I remember correctly, what is it? I think it's the 747, the big jumbo jet. I think they still use these discs for that computer system. So it doesn't happen. Yeah, you don't see it in use very often, but yeah, apparently floppy disks are still used in certain situations.
It's wild.
For different things. I think it's a jumbo jet, which is not used much in passenger airlines, but they're still used quite frequently for cargo airlines. Now, the new ones that they've been building, I think the last one rolled off the line out there in Everett like 2 or 3 years ago. I'm sure it has like a flash drive or something, like a proper hard drive. But the ones that have been flying around, the old ex-passenger ones they've converted, I'm sure probably still use the old floppy disks. So there you go. Okay, Barry says he just got back from Paducah Quilt Show and he's $5,000 poorer. Yeah, that
what'd you get?
I know. That's what someone else asked that. So we'll have to wait to see what Barry tells us he got. I'm curious too. Like,
it has to be some sort of fun machine.
I know, right?
Did he have a long arm already?
I don't think that'd be a cheap long arm.
Well, like one of those sit down ones, maybe?
Yeah, possibly. Oh, Giovanna makes a good point. She says they cannot be hacked. That's true. I hadn't thought about that.
Yeah, I'm not connected to the internet.
Yeah, Mike says he needs my t-shirt. It says introverted but willing to discuss quilting. I found this on Etsy, of all places. It's one of those I'll try and find it's one of those shirts that's kind of customizable. It says introverted but willing to discuss, and then you type in whatever you want. And so I did that. I just put quilting and bought it. And I think my friend Shannon over at Slay Art, she got one that said, what was it? FPP, because she's a huge FPP fan. So,
oh God, I'm sewing the itty bitty pieces. Wish me luck.
Oh, you're fine. Okay, so I'm just going to throw a link up here. I don't remember if this is the same seller or not, but it kind of gives you an idea. They're not super expensive. I think I paid like $16 or $17 for mine with shipping. It wasn't. If you go on to Etsy and type in introverted but willing to discuss t-shirt, you'll see a bunch of different listings. Find one that looks good. And yeah, you can type in whatever you want. You can put FPP, you can put quilting, you can put sewing, you can put cooking, whatever you want, and that will you'll have a nice fun shirt. I'm not an affiliate, so I don't get any money from that, but I love this shirt. It's one of my favorites. I wear it out all the time. So there you go there as well. Okay, so Barry apparently got himself a Grace Unique 16X Elite. Oh, those things are fun. I've seen those at the quilt shows. So, apparently Andy says Tori and her put that saying on a shirt in their shop on quilting on the side. Andy, you're a mod. Go ahead and throw the link up if you want. Get some sales over your way. We'd love to support you that way. So please do that if you can. Okay, so I'm getting distracted.
This is very tiny.
See, and I'm thinking this is not too bad because I'm used to working with like this sort of thing.
I've had it on my list to try our East Quilt Co's free block there, but I'm like, oh, it's so many small pieces. But actually, here we are.
That one's not too. Yeah, you're talking about this.
Yes, it didn't look too bad.
It's not. It really isn't. This one's pretty easy. It's a free pattern by Art East. It's called There She Blows, I think it's called.
Yeah.
And you'll get really good at half square triangles at the end of it once you do this. And if you're really terrified of the half square triangles, just put a square of fabric there instead and you'll be just fine.
That's true.
Like nobody but John and maybe me would ever notice. So there you go. All right, let's see. Okay. Andrea says, Cherie, thank you so much for putting that bunny to good use. I'm about finished with the hand quilting in my puzzle quilt. Probably quilting another one after that. I really enjoy it. Cappy says, good morning, folks. Watching, listening in the background. Have a bunch of cutting to do. Yeah, I always have a bunch of cutting to do. I actually did get Eeyore cut out, which is really fun. And that's kind of what you saw. That's what this is so far. And I'm hoping to make some more progress on him. It just kind of looks like a demented creature right now, but it will turn into Eeyore eventually.
Oh, it looks like a little ghosty.
I know it does, right? All right, so there you go. Oh, wow. Okay. Good morning, Ange, or afternoon. I guess I should say because it's UK. She says, remember me, I've been so ill. I'm so sorry to hear you've been ill. I hope you do get better soon. So it's been a while since I've heard from you. Okay, Andy's posted the quilt, the link there. And now I'm going to go take a look to see if I want one. Oh, that's fun. I like that. Might have to go get one later. Okay, so there we go. All right, so you're probably ahead of me already, which is not hard because I get so distracted.
That's easy for me.
And I've already done this once, so I should know what I'm doing.
Oh, yeah, and so this section is asking you about your new machine.
Where's this? Oh, what's my new machine? Okay. All right. So I did purchase a Farf Ambition 620. I have to read it here on the front of the machine because I couldn't remember. Back in February, I got it. There was a slight shipping delay with it, but I got it in late March, I think it was.
Yeah.
I've had it for about a month and absolutely love it. I did do a reveal video on that about a month ago. So if you want to see more details on that, that's a good place to go see it. So you can go check that out later on. And the interesting thing was I actually took the plate off it the other day because it's like I had it about a month, and I was like, I really should go ahead and clean it out. And I was expecting it to be dirty and have lint and goodness knows what else in there, and it was almost like I saw so few stuff in there. It was really good, so it stays really clean apparently.
I feel like my quarter of an inch is a little wide.
Oh, okay. Yeah, that's something you might want. Maybe I should put that in the instructions to make it more prominent. Is that you really should, with this tiny stuff, you really need to have an accurate quarter-inch seam allowance.
Or if you're like me, you figure it out.
Yeah.
Good enough.
I'm going to do a video on that really soon, but basically the easiest way to do it is just get 4 1-inch strips sewn together, and then if the middle part is
1 inch,
then you've done it right.
Yep.
Because when the Brother machine died back in January, I was halfway through my puzzle mystery quilt, and I was like, I really don't want to, I don't like changing machines because, you just never know if it's going to change something on the quilt. But, at that point, I had no choice in the matter. So I made really, really sure that my quarter-inch was the same on both machines. I actually pieced the Wild West on 3 different machines and hoped it all went together. And happy to say it did. So there you go. Ange says, did you say it's a FARF? Yes, it is a FARF. Absolutely love it. They are just really, really nice machine. If you are in the market for a new machine, definitely give them a look because I think they're really good machines. They're really good for money. I have nothing to complain about this one. So yeah, definitely an option there for you. I got a really good deal on this one too, which was even better.
Love a good deal.
All right. Okay, where was I? It doesn't really matter which side I put on, does it? So what have you been up to recently, Tasha? Have you had anything fun on your channel coming up? I saw something about old block from 1948, I think it was.
Yeah, it was 1948.
How about that? I got it right.
Yes, I love doing those random quilt blocks. Just personally, I find it so fun to. I basically use the encyclopedia of. I think it's Encyclopedia of Pieced Quilt Blocks is the name of it, and use a random number generator to come up with a random block. And I'm already working on the next one. And the next one, oh my God, is pretty intense. So I just love problem solving because it gives you the block, but it doesn't tell you how to construct it. So I've done one from the 1800s, one from the 1940s, and I think this one might be the one I'm working on might be from the 1800s too, but I can't remember right off the top of my head. So yeah, I love doing those. Took me 3 times to get the last one right, but I got it.
Well, that's good. I might have to try something like that someday because I see different things online and sometimes I wonder if I can do that.
Yeah, it's so fun. I also have an idea of going to there's a lot of online resources with historical quilt blocks and historical quilts, different types of libraries or museums have archives of pictures. And I also think it would be really fun to dig through there and try to recreate old quilts.
That sounds fun.
But recreating a quilt versus a quilt block is a little bit of a bigger commitment.
Oh, I'm sure. Yeah, I think I'd start off with the quilt block and then see how it goes from there.
How am I doing, pattern writer?
It looks great to me.
Looks great to me too.
And they're all lined up, right? So that means I got the fabric sizes correct.
Definitely.
Okay. Because I realized I had a couple of typos in it last night when I was doing the test blog before I sent it to you. So you were kind of like my next guinea pig.
I like it.
Right.
Oh, Andy's reminding everybody that you have a guild meeting tomorrow night in Discord.
Yes, we do. So I do host an online guild because I don't really have a physical guild in this area that meets at a time that's convenient to me. So I was like, you know what? Why don't I just start my own online? I don't have to go anywhere. I don't have to drag my sewing machine anywhere. And, there's quite a few people out there that, live in the country and that sort of thing there, or don't have one near them, just like me. I figured, let's just do it that way. So we do have a monthly meeting, and it's at 8 p.m. on usually the third Sunday of the month, but we pushed it back a week because last week was Easter. And yeah, we just do a lot of show and tell. It's just fun. It's very low key. We are not serious at all. But we are doing a challenge, a quilt guild challenge, and
Ooh.
Andy has organized it. I have no idea what she's come up with. I just said, go for it. Do what you want. So when she releases that information tomorrow night, I will be as surprised as everybody else.
Nice.
And I am perfectly fine with that. I like the idea of me not knowing what's going on. So
yeah,
I've learned how to delegate because I am not a good delegator. I'm usually someone that just does it myself. But it's really nice that the folks in the guild have stepped up to do different things to help me out.
Yeah.
We host it on Discord. It's free. We don't charge any dues because I don't want to deal with money. Yeah, it's just a lot easier just to come on in, have a good time, share what you've done, and just go from there. Like, we're not affiliated with any guild associations or anything else like that. We just think make it easier. If you want to come and join us, great. We don't want a financial barrier being the reason we can't join us. So
yeah, I haven't made it to a meeting yet, but I add it to my calendar every week, hoping I'll get there. Hopefully I'll get there tomorrow.
yeah, we'd love to have you. I thought you came to one, but I guess something must have happened that day. Well, you'd remember if you came, I'm sure. So
yeah.
Margie's asking you, Tasha, are you working from Barbara Brackman's book?
Yes, I am.
Okay.
It's really cool, and I got the So I love EQ8. Even though I don't design quilts in EQ8, I love the library. Although I want to try to design some more in there because it would be easier than what I'm doing probably. But I love the block library. Like, there's just so many blocks to choose from, and it gives me a lot of good ideas. And they have a block base plus software that it's called. But anyway, it goes hand in hand with that book, so I can like flip through the book, flip through the software. I love it. When I'm literally such a quilt nerd that when I can't like settle down at night, I'll just pull that book out and start flipping through it. I love it.
Is it the encyclopedia?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Yeah, actually, I think I have it right here. Don't mind my pajama pants. It's still early in the morning.
No,
yes, Encyclopedia of Pieced Quilt Patterns.
Okay, that's the one I see. I'm just going to throw a link in for anyone that might be interested.
I love it. It's just literally a bunch of quilt blocks, and then I think it even tells you, yes, in this, it will tell you the year and the name of it. And then if you get the software, it'll give you a little bit more information.
All right, so there you go. So I put the link in case anyone's interested. It is it's not a cheap book. It's not going to be $9.99, unfortunately. It looks like here on Amazon, for instance, it's $59.94. It looks like it's also available in Fact Forward shop for about the same price. So if you have gift cards there, or you need the book boost up enough to get you free shipping or something, that's also another option. You may find it in a used bookstore or something too. You just, I don't know, check around and see what works out for you. So,
or maybe even see if your library has it before you, so you can check it out before you buy.
Yeah. Just remember to return it, otherwise they'll charge you for it. So
yeah.
Then you'll wish you just worked.
But it's just really fun trying different quilt blocks for me.
Yeah.
I really am going to have a surplus of miscellaneous quilt blocks, but I think I'm just going to I'm going to shove them all into a quilt at one point.
Yeah, you can make a couple of wall hangings or something out of them too if you want.
Yeah.
All right, what am I doing here? Okay. Mike says rent paid. Thank you very much. He's talking about the hitting the like button. If you are enjoying this, yes, we would love it if you would hit that like button. That helps me out immensely. That shows YouTube that you are enjoying yourself. And it helps grow the channel just a little bit quicker. So And that makes me one step closer to the 100,000 subscriber mark that will probably come to me in 75 years from now. I may never get there, and that if not, that's okay. But it's kind of like my long-term goal, like dream, I guess. So
yeah, you got a dream. It was so funny. I took my son, I picked him up from his wrestling practice the other day. And since it was just us two, I took him to like the gas station to get a snack. And then we went for a walk. And as we were walking, and he goes, I wonder if anyone's going to recognize you as a YouTuber. And I was like, honey, I don't think anybody in this gas station is watching my YouTube channel, but you never know.
yeah, I know. I've been recognized at a couple of quilt shows, but outside of that, like I don't expect, because my it's not. If I lived in Paducah or something, it might be different, Quilt Town, USA. But other than that, I don't
So
think that's
cute. And
good.
he's like, you're a YouTuber. I'm like, I don't know, honey, but he thinks it's so exciting. It ought to be 7 again.
I still remember when I got an email from Cotton Cuts a couple of years ago, asked me if I wanted to be an ambassador for them, and I'm gasping and everything else, and Amanda's like, what's going on? I'm like, I got this email from Cotton Cuts that would be an ambassador, and her and our exchange student at the time, Daria, they're like, you know what this means, right? I'm like, no. They're like, you're an influencer now.
You made it.
I was like, no, I'm not. I'm just some dude that quilts. Like,
It's so funny. Someday I'm going to pay somebody to be like, are you from YouTube? Right in front of my son, just to make his day.
that's funny. Yeah. All right. So this is the bottom half of my disc.
Ooh, wow, that came together quick.
It does. Yeah, it really comes together. Leanne says she's been recognized out in public already and on Facebook Marketplace. Oh, that's really neat. I remember I was talking to Brenda from Conquering Mount Scrapmore, Brenda, and I think she said she was recognized at a gas station one day, but she's got a much larger following in her part of the world than I do. So yeah, it'd be interesting. Like if you are a content creator, has anyone recognized you out in the street? I'd love to hear the answer to that question because.
And I haven't done a snowballed corner in a while.
Oh, you're up to that already?
Yep.
I brought something else along to work on.
I did.
Because... okay.
I've always got my half square triangle quilt I've been working on for ever.
Yeah, I brought on a second project in case I got finished early, but I'm too busy here Java drawing.
I bought these like little project boxes, which because my whips were just like in reusable garbage bags, plastic bags, and finally I was like, oh my god, this is giving me anxiety. So I got these little boxes. So now I can just grab, like I always have one that has something in it that I can just sew, and I put it on the chair next to me. So I'm always ready.
Oh, nice. Those things are fun. I've seen a lot of people use those. I had like a 12-drawer organizer, and I put a project in each of those, and that's
that
how
would work too.
Yeah, and then like for my little Art East projects, I have a similar thing, just like this little box. And I put all the fabric in it.
Yeah, nice.
Yeah, they're a good size and shape for me, and they were like $1.78 at Kroger, so that worked for me.
Yeah,
and just asking what we're working on. We are working on this floppy disk pattern that I have written that will be released very, very soon. And it's a free pattern, so if you want to try and make it at some point, once it's released, I would love for you to do so. And if you do make it, please tag me in it or send me a picture or something, because I'd love to see how yours turned out. But the pattern is not out just yet. It's very, very close.
I don't trust myself to eyeball this. I want to mark it.
There you go. Yeah, I have one of them corner trimmer ruler things, which makes it a whole lot easier.
Then I sew on the line, right? Yes, on the line. It's been a long time since I've done that.
And if you really, and I probably should put this in the instructions too, if you feel super uncomfortable doing the corner little section, which is this part right here, don't do it. Just leave it. It's not essential.
Yeah, that's true. You could just leave it.
Yeah.
But I got it.
Yeah, it's not super hard, but if you don't want to do it, don't do it. It's not gonna hurt my feelings. I just made it because it was authentic. It made it look a little more authentic, and I figured most folks could handle it just fine and dandy. So Zaza says all the young people wouldn't know what a floppy disk is. They may see it and go, "Oh, that's a save icon," Leanne says one lady said it was my voice because she runs my videos on her TV while she cleans. Oh, that's fun.
That's awesome.
Lisa says, morning, Sean, Tasha, and everyone stopping in for a few minutes while running errands. Okay, well, thank you for joining us for a little while. I'll put Lisa's channel in because she does lives usually early. I always thought I was the early guy, but Lisa and her buddies are often on like before sunrise.
I know. I was up so early this morning, and the first thing I did is I was like, I wonder if Lisa's doing like a pop-up live today. But I didn't see
know,
one.
Right? Yeah, a lot of times I'll be recording my podcast Sunday morning. And then they'll be on. So definitely check Lisa out and Leanna, which I think we have her in here now. I transferred a bunch of stuff over this morning. Is she on the pastry? Or have I not added it yet? Okay, that's going to be on my list of stuff to do in a little bit. Okay, I'm getting distracted again. That's not funny. All right, Jan says she has to go. Enjoy the day. Well, thank you so much for joining in. I hope you enjoy your holidays. Good morning, Miss Brenda. It's good to see you. What else are we up to? So let me know. Let me know in the chat or let me know in the comments. Is this a pattern that you would like to try yourself? I'd love to hear who would be interested in giving this a go.
I think it's a great like scrap buster too. I think we mentioned that, but because some of these pieces are so small, like a inch and a quarter, you got a little leftover strip of fabric, you can cut quite a few of the pieces out.
Oh, for sure. Yeah, because I think if you look at, if I remember the pattern correctly, the biggest piece of fabric you need is for the outside. And I think I said 10 by 18, and that was being very generous,
Yep.
And then everything else is like 4 by 8, 5 by 5, 8 by 2, 8 by, just little scraps of fabric. Like you don't need hardly any at all, which is really, really good.
Got the top
All right,
done.
Mike says he'll give it a shot. Brenda says it's good to see the two of us. Well, thank you for that.
Yes.
She's she's a lovely lady. I got to meet her. I had lunch with her and her husband last year when I was out in Louisville for a week.
Well, it makes me feel good when I'm doing the last seam and everything is the same size.
Oh, good.
Started doing a little bit of a scanter or I wouldn't call it a scant, but I moved my 1/4 of an inch over a sliver to make it probably more accurate.
Yeah, Lisa says the blocks are fun, easy, no stress. Yeah, she was one of my testers. Yeah, everybody said it was easy enough to. That was the main. I had two concerns when I did this. The first one was, did I get the dimensions right? And secondly,
Always.
Was it a pattern that people could actually read, and understand? Because we all teach different ways. Sometimes how I would explain it or how I process it is totally different to somebody else. And that's one of the reasons I thought it was really important for me to get some testers of all different, skill levels. Because we had some absolute beginners, we had some more advanced pieces. It was nice to see both in my test group because that way we kind of got a better idea of how it would work for, a lot of different people. So.
Oh, this is so cute. I'm so excited. I can't wait to show my dad.
Yeah, and you could make you could make 3 or 4 of these and like in different colors and make it like a nice little wall hanging because it works out to be like 11 by 10.5, I think it is. It's not a huge block.
I might put a border on it and make it a pillow. I think I have some.
Yeah, I mean, you could easily do that.
Yeah.
I mean, you could do whatever you want with it. You can make a bunch of them.
Put it on the back of my hoodie.
Put it on the back of your hoodie. Make it a wall hang and give it to your IT person if you like
There you
them.
go. That's a good idea.
Yeah, Melissa says she's definitely a beginner. Yeah, she did an awesome job with hers. I remember seeing hers, and I was like, I was super excited and very thankful for her feedback because I knew she was one of my beginner quilters. And so getting her, because, you know, I think if you've read, you know, 50 or 100 patterns, you know, you throw another one out there, you got to figure it out pretty quickly. But having someone that's newer, I
Yeah,
think as a pattern designer is probably more valuable.
for
I
sure.
mean, that's just my opinion. I could be very, very wrong, but I think having those beginners is definitely something. If you can get that as a with your testing, it's hard to beat. So thank you so much for everyone that tested, and yeah, especially because some of the people are like, I'm a beginner. Do I qualify? Absolutely. I want you.
Are you ready for the big reveal of my blue floppy disk?
Are you done?
I am.
Oh, excellent. See, I told
Want
you
to
it
see
didn't
it?
take long. Absolutely, I'm ready. Well, let's just I don't know if we can highlight you or not.
Oh,
Oh, there
look,
we go.
big
I did
screen.
it. That looks like the blue disc I used to have as a kid.
Honestly, it reminds me so much of the one I had.
I know, that's so neat.
That's so cute. Nice job, Sean.
Well,
Very
thank
cute.
you. Yeah, so there you go. Let's go back. There we go. Now we're back to. Yeah, so we'll have
Very
this
cute.
pattern out for you guys soon. As I said, I just want to finish up a couple of little things on it, and then we will
And I
get
finished
it
that
out.
quick while chatting. So, you know,
I
it's
know,
a quick
right?
sew. You saw it here first. I did not sew a single stitch until this live started. I did cut it ahead of the live, though.
Yeah, the cutting will take, it depends on how good, quick you are and that sort of thing there. I would say the cutting would take maybe 20 to 30 minutes. Would be a conservative estimate there.
Yeah,
And putting it
rooting
together,
around
yeah,
finding it.
30 to
Okay.
45 minutes. You know, Tasha got this pattern from me last night, so it's not like she's been sitting there studying it for weeks.
No, I printed it this morning.
Printed it out, and yeah, she got it done in about 35 minutes. Good morning, Annette. It's good to see you.
Back to my half square triangles, the never ending. At least I'm finally sewing my half square triangles together now.
Oh, there you go.
Because if anybody's been watching me on this live or anybody else's live, you know, this is all I've been doing. This is my live project. Look at all of
Brenda
these.
says,
What was I doing?
oh, wow, that'll keep you entertained for a while. All right. So Brenda says, oh, wow, how stinking cute. Some would love that. He's an IT guy. Yep, we'll get the pattern out to you soon there, Brenda. You can make a few of these. That'd be really fun to see how you do with that. All right. Lisa says she's off. Her car is ready. That is good news. It's always nice when you drop your car off somewhere and it doesn't take, hours to get it done.
Yeah, just trying to think where.
Thankfully, my mechanic is really good. Like, they can usually get me in and out pretty quick. I usually drop my car off in the morning because it's only like a mile and a half from the house. I'll walk home and then go get it in the afternoon. So
There, look at that. How cute does that make in my background?
there you go. It looks great. And I'm not far behind you, so.
Yeah, well, you've been, managing the live. You've been doing the live
I'm busy,
stream thing.
Yeah, and I'm in no huge rush. I figured I'd give myself an hour and a half to do this, knowing that it'd probably take half that time. So I think it's fun that you finished first, though.
Me too. I was so nervous about this little bit down here, but there was nothing to be nervous about.
It really isn't. And it's only like a couple of little pieces. Like this little section down here is like the only really small part. Everything else is a decent size. So I don't know, maybe we'll make a bigger version of it.
Yeah.
All right, so Giovanna is saying here, why don't I make a pattern of the VHS and the Betamax, also a CD? That is in the works.
I saw the I saw his vision, and it's very good. He's got some good
Yes,
stuff
the
on there.
the VHS tape actually will probably be the next one that will come out. I was actually playing with. I've got to figure out the dimensions, but I have it uploaded to my program, which I'm just using Google Docs because
Yeah,
its drawing section, like with shapes and everything else, is actually really good.
that's
Um,
awesome.
yeah, it's been working really well for my pattern writing, and it's free, which is even better. Like I don't
Yeah,
want to plunk down $300 for EQs or electric quilter. It's a wonderful design
right.
program, but it's quite expensive. I was like, I don't know if I'm going to like it enough to warrant that. But yeah, this has been working really well, and so I've put together like a outline of how I want to do the VHS cassette, but I just have to figure out the dimensions. So that's kind of the next step. But that's probably going to be the next one to come out as the VHS cassette, and that'll be really really fun to have come out.
I'll be ready.
Oh, now that's an idea. Andrea says here that white part would be a great place to put your quilt label on the back of a quilt too.
Oh,
I hadn't thought of that, but that's a fantastic idea. I love that. Yeah, so yeah, there'll be different blocks coming out. I want to do like a whole retro series of all the stuff from like the 80s and 90s, the stuff I knew as a kid. Like DVD, not yeah, like a CD, like someone else mentioned, video cassette tapes, that sort of thing. There, it's gonna be a really fun series once it's done. Now it may take 6 months to complete, 12 months to complete, 3 years. Who knows?
I was
We'll do
gonna
it.
say 3 years, but it'll be good.
Yeah, I mean, you'll have to be just a little patient. I do have a full-time job that takes me away from my quilting time. So I don't know if I sell like 20,000 copies of the each block, then maybe they'll come out a little quicker, But I'm not expecting that to happen. This one will be free. I want this one to be a free thing. I think it's important for me to give out a free pattern so that way people can check it out and go, okay, look, yeah, this guy's pretty good at what he's doing, or I'm glad I didn't waste X amount of dollars on these next pattern, so because it's not for everybody, and that's okay.
Yeah, it's a little sample.
Sample. I mean, I thought that's something that John over at Art East has done with the whale pattern, and I thought that was really neat, and it's a good way for you to sample stuff and just see like a free trial.
And it was so rude of these 9 to 5s, isn't it, Melissa? Like, how the audacity for me to have to actually work my day job that they pay me to do,
Yeah, but
to afford my habits. Rude.
the dogs like to eat, so
Yeah. I always say
that's
paying my
good.
mortgage is my favorite hobby.
Yeah, paying the mortgage, paying the taxes, paying whatever else.
My first hobby.
Yeah,
I'm not a big
but,
pinner, but I do like making sure that some of this stuff lines up.
Zaza says I could do a whole series of 80s tech. Yep, absolutely. That's kind of in the plans too. I've just got to find out the legalities of doing like some of the stuff like the Game Boy and that sort of thing there. How, would that be like a intellectual property rights dispute or not? So we'll have
I
to.
think if you put the name on it, because there was somebody on Instagram who did like Hidden Valley Ranch, and because they love ranch, and I
Yeah.
think I'll have to go back and look. I'm sure I could find it. Like when they did a certain aspect of it, like it got a little funny, but then if they just did the plain bottle with no label, but you can clearly recognize it without
Okay.
using the name, I think. I mean, I'm not a
Okay.
copyright lawyer, so take that with a grain of
Not
salt.
me either. Yeah.
So I wouldn't use the name Game Boy,
No.
but
If you chose, yeah, I don't know. We'll work it
likeness.
out. But I
Yeah.
have all these ideas swimming around in my head. So I love all the suggestions. Please keep them coming. It's just a lot of them is already in the works, but yeah, I'm always up for ideas. So feel free to keep them coming. I'm more than happy to listen to them, and a lot of them may come into existence at some point
Yeah.
with some luck. Okay, so Leanna is back. She had to iron some pieces. Catherine says, hi, Sean and Tasha from Australia. Happy Easter and Anzac Day. It was beautiful weather and beautiful dawn service in Tasmania. Okay, so anybody outside of Australia and New Zealand will have no idea what Anzac Day is, although I think I told Tasha the other day.
You did. I do not remember what it stands for, but I remember I had never heard of it before.
Okay, so ANZAC is an acronym which is for Australian and New Zealand Army Corps. And basically, Anzac Day to Australia and New Zealand is what Memorial Day would be to you guys here in the US. It's a very solemn day. It's a very significant day for our country. New Zealand will be the same way as well. And yeah, a lot of us will get up and we'll go to our local park and have a dawn service. Like they'll have like the last post. They'll do a, it's where we go to remember the fallen from the different wars. And we celebrate this on April 25th, which was yesterday, because that was the day in I'm going to get this wrong, 14 or 15, when the first Australian and New Zealand troops landed in Gallipoli in Turkey back in World War One. So that's why we picked that day. It's not like the first Monday, last Monday in May. It's always on a set day. There we go there as well. Okay, Zaza says she knows that Anzac Day is for the First World War soldiers. Yeah, it's our Memorial Day. We don't have a separate Memorial Day. We do celebrate Remembrance Day on the 11th of November, which you guys here call Veterans Day. Yes, we don't separate. Like the Memorial Day is for the ones that's fallen here, I believe, and Veterans Day is for the living ones. Is that right? Or am I making this up? Am I making this up as I go along? Sounds right. Correct me if I'm wrong. If someone's in the military knows more than me, or if they're not in the military knows more than me, please correct me. That's kind of how I've always believed it.
I just have to, not to change the subject, but Melissa is talking about having a Tamagotchi. Do you know, I was like feeling super nostalgic, like I want to say like a year or two ago, and somebody was selling one used. They still make them, but they're new, and I got one used, and I literally bought myself a Tamagotchi like a year ago for me. I did not share this with my children, and I like played with it for like a week, and now it's still in my bedroom. It's probably starved to death now, but oh my God, I remember, I don't know where everybody is from or whatever, but when the Tamagotchis came out, and I was not like a kid that got excited about stuff, but I wanted the Tamagotchi so bad. And me and I think my mom waited in line at Ames. I don't know if you guys all had Ames, and you had 2 per limit. And I had to like check out by myself because I bought 2 and my mom bought 2. And I was so nervous because I had to like talk to the cashier and do it myself. But that Tamagotchi when I was growing up, oh my God, I loved it.
Fun. Yeah, my sister had one when she was a kid, like when they came out, because my sister's 12 years younger than I am. Okay, so what is a Tamagotchi? Okay, so it was a little toy back in the mid-90s or so. That was like a virtual pet. It was this little device. It was like the size of like a plastic Easter egg.
Yep.
And you had to look after it, like you had to feed it. You had to
give it medicine. Discipline it, clean up when it goes poop. Oh my God, it was so fun.
Yeah, and then it would like,
you take care of it, and then it would evolve, and then you would always want to like get it. Like there was rare ones. How we knew which ones were rare and stuff, I have no idea because there was no internet back then. You couldn't Google it, but somehow we all knew. We just knew.
The Tamagotchi grapevine, I guess.
Yeah. Oh my God.
Loved it. So. Yeah, virtual pet was probably the easiest way of doing it. There's probably an app now that has similar things that you just don't really, that sort of thing there. So I never had one, but I'm
going to dig mine out now and bring it down here so the next time this comes up, I can show you it.
Yeah. And then a couple of years later, they brought out those Furby things, which
not a Furby fan.
No, me either. It was... There wasn't much that I disliked more than Barney or Teletubbies, but I think the Furby was right up there with it. We had one in our staff room at one point, and I got so sick of it, I took the batteries out of it. So
Furbies were not for me.
No, those things were, a mess. So there you go. Zaza says Tamagotchi was the devil's toy. That's a good way of thinking about it. remember having to babysit my daughters when they brought them out in the early 2000s.
That's so funny.
Giovanna still has a Furby. Okay, well, yeah, don't send it to me. I don't want it. It says, okay, so it was a toy version of the triplets. Yes. Okay, so, oh, okay. Giovanna says they had that yesterday, talking about Anzac Day. They have a war cemetery of New Zealand and Australia troops in her town. That's really neat. I didn't realize you had that there in Italy. So, and then Zaza said her daughter's boyfriend was Australian, so that's how she knew about it as well. Candace says her local quilt shop has a cassette tape pattern. It's adorable. I think there's one out there. I think it was one of Becca's friends that made one a year or two ago, and it's really, really neat as well there as well. So
I feel like when you make the cassette, though, you have to have like a little pencil that goes along the side.
I haven't thought about that, but yet I never really had that issue though. Like I don't think I've rarely had to use a pencil. Like I probably could count on my hand. I guess I had good tapes.
My
I don't know,
TLC tape, I had to use my pencil quite a bit.
Yeah, I know what you're talking about, but yeah, thankfully that didn't seem to be an issue, for me. It's just funny how we're talking about all these issues we had, tech issues in the 80s versus now where, yeah, I think it was easier back then.
Definitely.
Donnell says, if I never see a Furby, it'll be too soon. My training at McDonald's when I was 18 was during the Furby frenzy. Oh, good gosh.
God.
So what else from the 80s or 90s was something that you enjoyed or did despise? I'd love to hear in the comments.
You gotta, I don't know if this was a thing when, but do you ever make the S where you do like the 3 lines and the 3 lines and you connect them? Does anybody, you guys got to know?
No, I guess I must have been away from school that day.
How we all knew to do this, I have no idea. Okay, I'm gonna draw one. But this, I always thought this would be like a funny quote block to do. This was like, how many of these did we all make? What is it? I don't even know what the symbol was. I can't remember anything, but I can remember how to draw one of these.
That the Stussy symbol? It was like
What
a
is
clothing company. Stussy?
I don't know. I just know we drew that S nonstop.
Let me look. I think that was a
Anybody else?
clothing.
Am I
I
alone?
think that was like a surfwear. No, it's not the same one. I think it's different.
Oh my God, nonstop with that. I picked my kids up from school the other day and someone had drawn it on a sidewalk there. And I was like, the S lives on.
You have to put that in the Google Lens and it'll tell you what it is. Oh, an 8-track tape. That's an idea as a block.
Walkman.
Yeah, the Walkman's on the list. Yeah.
I don't know, Mike. How is it still in my brain? What is even in it? Where did it even come from?
It's always so interesting. Like I can't remember why I walked into the kitchen behind me sometimes, but something random like that from 30 or 40 years ago, I can remember like nobody's business. How crazy! Like I think the short-term memory of part of my brain has been fried. But thankfully, the long-term stuff still seems to kick on.
Oh, I'm glad I'm not alone though. Okay, I see a lot of people.
Oh no, I don't know if it's old age or stress or I don't know. My brain's full from all the information I've had to receive over the last several years. I don't know. But yeah, my short-term memory is horrible.
I feel like I'm jelly shoes. Oh, I can feel my pinky toe right now. Oh, the worst.
I didn't have those. Thankfully, us little blokes didn't have to worry about wearing jelly shoes.
It's so terrible.
Oh, okay. Andy says, I saw a post recently that says the S goes back decades and it's really kind of random and not connected to a brand. Okay, well, there you go. So maybe that's the correct answer.
And it still lives on. Kids today are still doing it on the playgrounds. Love to see it.
That's interesting. Decades is in the 1940s. Oh, good gravy. All right. So Leanna says I lived through the Menudo
Menudo.
phase. I have no idea what that is. I guess I must have missed that day at school too, when I was young. And I always went to school. I had like perfect attendance, the only award I ever won. And then went through the Backstreet Boys through high school. Okay, well there you go.
I just went to a Backstreet Boys concert like 4 years ago, and it was so amazing because I had big girl money, and we got a hotel within walking distance.
Well, don't you need big girl money to go to those things like like t-shirts and stuff for like 50,
Oh, yeah.
60, $70? Like
We didn't buy any t-shirts, but we bought lots of big cans of White Claw and had a great time. Me, my sister, my best friend from high school. Oh my God. It was amazing.
that's fun.
It is so fun to like go do things you loved as a kid with big adult money. Zaza, you probably have saved yourself some lower back pain from not having those shoes. You had to I would be limping half the time I was in those shoes. Somebody did you a favor.
They didn't look comfortable. Like I used to work in a department store similar to Walmart and Target after high school, and I was in the footwear department. And I used to pull the stench of those shoes when they come out of the box was just horrendous. And I was like, I just cannot see how these things were comfortable. They'd fly off the shelves. Like people would buy them left, right, and center. I'm like, okay.
I remember throwing a fit begging my mom to not have to wear them. And she was like, put your shoes on. Horrible.
Yeah, I don't know what I'm missing here. It's not my concern. You know, I'm just here to put them on the shelf. If someone wants to take off with them, good for them. But there you go. All right. Brenda says, funny, I just had conversations with Bill, who's her husband, this morning, how he remembered he bought 10 bags of mulch 5 years ago. I know. I think the short-term memory is the stuff that we lose first.
Oh my God, clogs. I forgot about clogs.
Then there was those other shoes that had like those little spikes on it. It was like orthopedic shoes or whatever it was.
I missed that day, I think.
No, be thankful for it. Yeah, my mother saw those once and she bought me a pair, and I walked about 5 minutes and said, the heck with this. I'm not wearing this stuff.
I just introduced my kids to Prince the other day. We were listening to the radio, and I'm like, guys, this is Prince.
I could never understand him because, he was Prince and then the artist formerly known as Prince, and then he was Prince again. I was like, make up your mind. Like, are you a Prince or not?
I had Prince's greatest hits. I think I had it on, I can't remember if it was CD or tape, but man.
Well, if it was tape, you would have had the pencil, so you remember. So it must have been.
Yeah, I definitely remember the pencil with my TLC tape.
Leanna says she was obsessed with Prince. She wanted to marry him. Good morning, Miss Kim. It's good to see you.
Hi, Kim.
Ingrid says, I love the boy bands are all still around for us to relive our childhood memories. Yeah, I think that's neat. I think it's really nice. It's still, running around. I mean, I think Elton John's been around since, I don't know how long he's been around, but he's still touring around. I think my dad and stepmom went to see him in Sydney a year or two ago. So, yeah, it's fun that some of these singers are still out and about.
Like, I've got money now. Put out some stuff and I'll buy it. I'm reliving my childhood dreams. I'll buy all your Backstreet Boys stuff.
I can't remember. Becca's a big fan of one of those. I don't know if it's Backstreet Boys or NSYNC. I think it's Backstreet Boys.
One or the other, usually. I'm a Backstreet Boy. I mean, I know every NSYNC song, but Backstreet Boys was where it was at for me and my sister.
I think one of them has a cruise that she goes on.
Funny.
You need big girl money for that. I can't imagine how much that would cost.
You saw Prince live 50 times, Mike?
Gosh.
I want to go. Miss my chance.
Yeah, I think the only real story I would have to tell is my in-laws were huge Jimmy Buffett fans, and my father, they came to he used to come to Virginia Beach a lot, and he went to buy tickets, at the box office, when it opened, and I don't know how he managed to do it. I think it's like the luck of the draw. he managed to get us all front row passes for that. That was
That's
if you
fun.
ever if you ever get a chance to do front row at a concert, do it. Like, I don't think I'd ever go again, but I can't now because he's passed away. But it was really neat having that front row access.
My God, I'm never doing another half square triangle after this.
Okay, Mary G says my daughter was New Kids on the Block. That was Becca too. Okay, I thought it was, but I wasn't going to testify to it because I get them all confused.
New Kids on the Block. I was a touch too young, like just a touch too young. I missed the New Kids on the Block.
That's okay. See, I get them all confused. Because if you like boy bands as a young teen in the 90s, boy, you probably got beat up if you made it public. And I wasn't about getting beat up or had my head flushed down the toilet if I could avoid it. So
reasonable.
All right. Okay. Liana says she only saw Prince live once. I was 7 months pregnant in Dallas, Texas. Had a balcony seat right over to the right of the stage. He was so close, best seats. That's awesome. Zaza says her friend's cousin is the bass player in Coldplay. He always gets his free tickets, so they're very nice. I'm not big with crowds, so I don't go to a lot of concerts or anything else like that. I'll go to a quilt show because it's all about quilts, but that's about the only place I will willingly go without complaining, where there's a big crowd. Although I was at King's Dominion, a theme park, last week with 50,000 of my dearest and closest friends.
My family has like a weird connection to Post Malone. Like, I think it's my cousin's Post Malone stepbrother or something. Like, it's not a cousin I talked to or anything, but my sister went to a Post Malone concert and was able to get some better tickets because of this like really random connection our family has.
Yeah, there you go.
It wasn't enough for me to want to go drive to the concert though.
Yeah. Although we went to what was it? I cannot remember the name of the artist, but we went to this Christian concert once, and they had some pretty big Christian name artists there. And the two guys standing next to us must have been like the world's biggest fan of this particular singer, and they're screaming and yelling and hollering and everything else. And apparently they got the singer's attention because he actually, like, as he was singing a song, walked up next to us.
Oh,
yeah. And I was like, well, that's pretty neat. I liked his songs and all. But yeah, these two are just hollering and screaming and like wanted the attention of this guy so bad. They got their wish. So
that's so funny.
Normally that sort of thing like frustrates me because like I don't like a lot of noise, but they were being very respectful about it. They were just excited. All right, let's see. Giovanna says she's never been to a concert. You're there for the atmosphere, I think, more than anything else. I find them very loud. I think I went with earplugs once.
Oh, yeah. I like it. I'm not like one of those people that'll go, like I have friends that are like diehards and they'll go see the same bands over and over again. But every now and again, I do like some live music.
Yeah.
For the vibes.
Yep. There we go. Yeah, so I've moved on now to my gnome because he's my easy.
Oh, I missed your block. Let me see it.
I'm in the middle of sewing and I'll show you in just a second. Oh, the block. Oh, this block. Yeah, this. I thought you saw it. And I guess you weren't.
I wasn't paying attention. I like it.
Yeah, so that's the green one. And then this is the red one that I did last night to make sure that my cutting instructions were correct, of which I make a few small adjustments. That's awesome. They come in all, you can make them whatever color you want. So.
Man, you have a very diverse, like Giovanna saying, I grew up in Kenya.
I know, that's really neat.
That's amazing. Yeah.
I know, we have like a worldwide audience.
Truly.
I don't know if we have anybody watching us from Africa or Asia. If you do, please let me know because I'd love to hear. I know Giovanna's now in Italy, not far from where one of our exchange students is from last year. Who knows? She may bump into him one day walking down the street.
Maybe.
So that's it there. Let's put the last row on with the green.
Oh, cute.
And this star is wrong. I had a few people point that out last week, and I
I
realized
saw that in the comments of your video. I was like, dang, they got good eyes.
I left it in there because I really don't want to pull it apart. I mean, it makes it unique. And I was like, I wonder if anybody will notice. And the video released, and like not 5 minutes later, someone said, "Hey, not a big deal, but did you notice this?" I'm like,
Yeah.
I did, and I'm just leaving it. So
Well,
yeah,
not for anything too. They literally said like yours doesn't look like somebody else's. I can't remember. I saw the comment.
Yeah.
And I was like,
Because I was
that
working
person is so detail oriented. I'm like, wow, like their brain. I can't remember what I did yesterday, and they're remembering that they saw that block. Somebody else had that block, and yours looks a little different. I'm like, their brain power is computing.
Yeah, because it was Russ. Because Russ was working on the same block at 11 last week, and we had no idea that we were both doing the same block. Because I joined his live a little later on, and I'm seeing all these pieces of fabric go through his sewing machine. I'm like, this looks just like the block I worked on. And then he was like, "Hi, I'm doing the December boy gnome." I'm like, "Oh, okay, yeah, that explains why."
That's awesome.
Yeah, it's just funny how we both happened to pick the same block the same day without. We never talked to each other about it. I thought it was fun. It's kind of like when two dudes go to a place and they got the same T-shirt or the same clothes on. We're like high five. Whereas two girls show up the same dress. It's like horrifying. It's like I was telling the girls about that last night. I was like, yeah, we just high five each other and then tell them, you look good in that, but I'm just a little bit better.
Nice shirt.
Like, yeah. That's happened to me a couple of times where we're in the same shirt. We just high five each other. Like, I might not know the dude, but yeah, we always have.
I literally love that joke. Whenever I've been somewhere wearing the same purse as somebody, I'll walk up to them and go, "I love your purse," and then it takes them a minute to realize that I'm just really complimenting myself because I also have the same purse.
There you go.
They are such dads now, Sheila. It was so. I loved it. I was like, dang, these guys are old and they're still moving and grooving. Good for them.
Awesome. All right. Let's see. We might get another block done if we're lucky. Oh, hang on. Where'd you go?
Listen.
This is the easy one. Cheers.
The only thing with it, I don't know how much you can see. This fabric I chose, it's like a linen. And man, it sheds so much. It's crazy.
That's no fun.
It's going to be cute, though. I bought all this fabric before it was like many years ago. And I did not know a linen from a cotton back then. So...
Sheila said she was lurking, and then we started talking about concerts. That's funny. Yeah, you never know what you're going to run into here. Like we just start talking, and it just goes to wherever it goes. It's just that's one of the things I love about the live is you just never know what we're going to get up to. So, there we go. Mike's been to a couple of after party shows and many nights at his club in Vegas. Who are we talking about? Somebody famous. When he lived there, he was the 4 a.m. pop on I showed up at 3. Sheila loves live music. I'm trying to decide who to see this summer. Sheila's also been to see the Backstreet Boys, but we talked about that. And here we go. Yeah, okay. Sewing on the Bluff says she needs my T-shirt. They do sell them on Etsy, among other places. I'll put in a link.
Quilting on the side.
Yes, Quilting on the Side also has one. I don't know if I can go scroll back up that far and grab her link. But yeah, if you go on... I think so. Let me see. Hold up. Andy's still here. She can throw the link back in for me because I've managed to misplace it. But yeah, it's a fun shirt. As to Andy sells them, quilting on the side, and then yeah, if you go on the Etsy, you can also get them. That there, that's where I just went onto one. It's like a custom shirt. You know, you put introverted and willing to discuss X, and then you just type in what you want, and they print it out and send it to you. So, it's perfect for me. So
I tried to post the link, but I don't think I have the.
I thought you had rights. If not, I'll fix it for you real quick. Hold up.
I still had Andy's thing open in a different tab.
Oh, you're not a moderator. That's terrible. We got to fix that. Me, you. There you go. All right, let's see.
Now I have the power.
I think so. Oh, Andy's already beat you to it. Okay, perfect.
I'm trying anyway.
Okay.
No, I'm determined. No.
Okay, so there you go. So yeah, it's a couple different options. It's a fun shirt. Grab yourself one. It's a good conversation starter. Just be careful though, because sometimes you wear it out in public, people will start talking to you about quilting. All right, Ange says my machine is quiet. It is. It's one of the things that drew me to this machine because I was kind of looking between this and a Burnett. And the Burnett was very, very nice, but it was a whole lot louder. And I was like, if I'm going to be sewing on this during lives and everything else, I think I want something that's a little bit quieter. So, yeah, definitely. I love that it's quiet. A lot of these programs will actually suppress the noise in the machine, but even without it, I don't really hear it. It's very, very quiet. Good morning to Mr. John from Guys Craft 2. It's good to see you. I think I have your link in here now. And I'll get you in. So I had to transfer everybody over to Streamlabs because I thought, no, because it would never work. Oh, there it is. It is working. Okay, perfect. Sean, that Do You Even Sew brochure I got from the quilt show is really soft and comfy. Did you get that from the same folks that I bought all my shirts from? What was it? I can never remember their name. I can't remember. Yeah, it was a really fun t-shirt company that was at the quilt show this year. I bought 5 shirts from them. Gold. I'm terrible with names. I have to go look it up now as to what they were called. But really nice gentleman and lady that ran the show, ran the store. They had all sorts of stuff. They had some really nice stuff for the ladies, had some really fun stuff for the gents, which I absolutely loved. So it's nice to see that there is more options out there for the guys because a lot, 5 or 6 years ago, it was all, all florals. And florals are great and all, but not something I particularly want to run around in because who knows? I may still get beat up.
You're a pretty tall guy, though, right? So I think you're probably pretty safe.
No, I still remember one time I was in high school and this little short kid, bit of a bully, he tried giving me a wedgie once, and that didn't work out so well for him because once I caught up to him, I gave him a big wedgie right in front of a teacher. And she looked at me, she looked at him, she must have figured he deserved it because she just let us go our separate ways.
Not worth the hassle.
Oh, she was one of the mean ones that, would send you to the principal's office in a heartbeat because I was like, oh, great, here we go, I'm getting suspended. But no, I never said a word to me. Guess she figured there was a good reason for it.
My God, that's funny. I haven't thought about getting a wedgie in a long time.
Yeah. All right, let's see. Okay. So there you go. All right, it's getting close to ending in just a few moments. Almost time to go. We've got some fun stuff for the kids playing today.
Nice. What are you doing?
Taking the kids out prom dress shopping.
Ooh,
Yeah, because their prom will be in a few weeks, so that'll be fun for them.
that's great.
Yeah. Amanda has a good time with that. She likes helping them out with that. I like seeing the different things too, but Amanda's better at that than I am. So there you go. Oh, okay. Sheila says it's a different booth. They're from North Carolina. I think I know which one she thought. Yeah, I think she told me about them. So yeah, send me the info when you get a chance. That'd be awesome. All right, Giovanna says she has to go get lunch. It's already 3:20. Yeah, it's getting late over there in mainland Europe. So yeah, I enjoy going out shopping with the kids. So that'd be a lot of fun. But you got anything planned for this weekend, Tasha?
Just the annoying adult stuff.
Oh yeah, never a dull moment, right?
Yep. Nothing too crazy. Hopefully some sewing.
Yeah, I hope to be able to do some of that later too. All right, you got anything fun coming up on your channel in the near future?
Yeah, so I switched my live days. So Monday at 8, I go Mondays at 8 p.m. Eastern, I go live. So if you
I'm
want to
still getting used to that.
yeah, hard for me to get used to it too, but it is much better for my sleep schedule, that is for sure. Yeah, and then I have a couple, like I said, working on my next random quilt block. And maybe just a video of like what I've been up to because I've been sewing lots of random stuff. So figure maybe I'll show some of that off. But
That
yeah.
sounds awesome. So if you haven't checked out Tasha's channel, please do so. She is a lot of fun. If you like what you're seeing today, you'll see more of that over on her channel because she's the same there as she is here.
Yes,
So
come
I'll
hang out
just
with me.
sorry.
I said, come hang out with me.
Yeah, come hang out. She'd love to hang out and talk to you about quilting just as much as I do. So, and then for me, I am going to be back tomorrow with my podcast. I have some fun stuff to show you. And then I'll probably do my release of the time lapse for the puzzle mystery quilt on early next week because I haven't quite finished that video yet. And then after that, we'll see what happens. So yes, thank you for that, Giovanni. Let's see, it's Donnell's. So yeah, for the rest of the morning, we have Donnell at 10. So you'll be able to go get yourself some more coffee, maybe a little snack. You can go visit Donnell at 10. After that, you can go see Russ at 11. I'll just throw these in. And then I think Katie is back at 4. So you can go check her out. I think she has some fun guests lined up as well. So yeah, all sorts of quilty goodness. And then I'll throw in the live schedule link as well, so we can you can go check that out as well if you want to see who's live later on today, tomorrow, that sort of thing there. And if you have a live, if you are on that schedule and you need me to make an update, please let me know. I need to go through and check everybody because I know people have changed something up around. If you don't let me know, I might not know about it. So please let me know if I need any changes at all. All right. So with that, I think we will say good morning, good afternoon, and that sort of thing there. I hope you'll have a wonderful day. Do you have anything last minute to share with us before we run off?
No, thanks. And yeah, I look forward to when your pattern's out and everybody can make it. It came together nice and I enjoyed my time. So thanks for having me.
Not a problem at all. Yeah, and we should hopefully get that out in the next. I'm hoping within the next, few days, next week or so, we'll have that out to you guys. It shouldn't be long at all. Just a couple of little tweaks, and we'll get that out to you soon. So, hope you all have a great day. Thanks for joining me. If you haven't hit the like button and you enjoyed it, please hit it on the way out. It'll help me out immensely. Hope you all have a great day, and we'll see you all next time. Happy selling.
Bye.
Bye.